Are you dreaming of financial abundance and success? Do you envision a future where wealth and prosperity are part of your everyday life? If so, you're not alone. Many individuals aspire to achieve financial freedom and become rich, but not everyone knows if they have what it takes to turn those dreams into reality. In today's video are possible signs you could be rich one day. Let's get into it. 1. You started making money as a kid. One of the characteristics that the rich have in common is that they started making money when they were still very young. For example, Mark Cuban at the age of 12 started selling garbage bags door to door. Warren Buffett was selling gum to his neighbors when he was just 6, and Richard Branson was raising and selling budgies at the age of 11. If you had this entrepreneurial spirit as a child, you will most likely become a millionaire over the years. This is because it's in your biological and psychological nature to continually seek ways to grow economically. 2. You are very ambitious. Was getting decent grades at school never enough for you? Did you always want to be the best at whatever you did? If you can answer yes to both questions, it's very likely that you will become rich. Millionaires have a tendency to always aim high. They're not satisfied with making just 1 million. They want to make 10. Those who aspire to succeed are usually always ahead of their deadlines and generally never delay in reaching their goals. Ambitious people are inspired by their excellence in hitting their goals, and this is one of the key factors that allow them to achieve their wealth. Those who do not admire success are generally not very ambitious. Ambition is like the big dreams we have in our heads that we want to turn into reality. It is a force that helps make decisions and tackle difficult paths. From this point of view, it can be considered a virtue because it foments the desire to improve. 3. You look great. I know it may sound a bit discriminatory, but research by Daniel Hammermesh, a professor of economics at the University of Texas, has shown this to be true. According to Hammermesh, beautiful people earn about 3 to 4% more than those with a lower than average appearance. This may not sound like a lot, but on average it adds around $200,000 to a person's total lifetime earnings. Hammermesh confirmed that charming people are more likely to win goodwill in interviews and be more successful in sales negotiations. 4. You are open-minded. But what exactly does that mean? An open-minded person is one who is always open to new ideas and different opinions or points of view. Being open-minded implies being willing to listen to the proposals of others, even if they go against our principles. The next step is to evaluate these suggestions and determine whether to accept them and make them our own or reject them. People who do not have an open mind are not flexible or are too frightened by the possibility of a change. They fear what they do not know. I am unable to change my mind and accept that of others. In other words, they are very closed or framed. You never know when an opportunity will show itself. If you don't even consider investing in the opportunities that come your way right away, you may have missed the boat by the time you realize it's a good idea. This is why the rich always keep an eye on innovative ideas. It might also be something they wouldn't have considered in the past, but if they understand that it could bring in some money, then they are also ready to change their minds. The best thing is not to set limits. There are countless things you can do and goals to achieve if you open your eyes to the world and opportunities that are within your reach. As Warren Buffett once said, opportunities don't come often. If it rains gold, put out a bucket, not a thimble. 5. You are able to live below your means. Another feature common to all millionaires is that they are able to live below their means. They don't brag about the luxurious things they have, but they drive practical cars, live in modest homes, and don't spend their hard-earned money on luxury goods they don't need. Have you ever been in a situation where you were given a bonus at work and your first thought is to waste it in one evening in an expensive gourmet restaurant? You see, for most folks, they would see this as an excellent opportunity to splurge on something lavish. But it's better to treat this money the same way you would your main income. There's nothing wrong with spending money on pleasure, as long as you're observing moderation. However, the rest is better used effectively to pay back debts or replenish an investment portfolio. That's why the rich get richer. The rich buy assets, things that put money in their pockets. The poor, on the other hand, buy liabilities, expensive clothes, cars, and more. 6. You had a mentor. It's no secret that the people you hang out with can influence your success. Think about it for a moment. If you spend most of your time with negative people or naysayers, do you think they'll help you to be motivated or optimistic? In other words, if you want to get rich, start hanging out with rich people. This will not only make you feel motivated, but you will also have a chance to find someone who wants to be your mentor and show you the way. If you don't know a millionaire in person, don't be afraid and try to contact them via social media or by email after meeting them at some event and try to build a relationship. Having a mentor can be very helpful at any time in life, regardless of whether you already have a job or not. Having a mentor you can count on can also prove essential to better understand what your ideal job could be, to determine your strengths and understand what steps to take to move in the world of work with confidence and competence. A mentor is also useful for obtaining a professional opinion before making an important business decision. To better understand the dynamics of a working reality that you do not yet know well, and to have more opportunities to make interesting and useful acquaintances for your professional growth. 7. You are optimistic. How many people do you know who continually mourn themselves and always blame others? I bet they are not doing well economically, are they? Millionaires don't cry over spilt milk. They don't complain. They don't blame others. On the contrary, they accept challenges and look for ways to overcome them. As T. Harvicker says, rich people believe that they can create their own life. The poor feel that life is simply something that happens. The optimist is able to look ahead and enjoys a better state of health than the average, and this is because he has self-esteem based on the belief that he can exercise significant and decisive control of the events that are part of his life. In the belief that he is decisive in the ability to manage his own life, the optimist mobilizes greater commitment and gives himself more merit in the successes recorded. Optimism is our natural inclination to see things in a more adaptive way. Because by deluding ourselves that we have a brighter future, we are prone to less anxiety and stress. 8. Sometimes you have a drink, but you don't smoke. Do you know that men who claim to be drinkers earn 21% more than abstainers, while women who drink earn 8% more than those who don't? The reason? Alcohol generates sociability, which in turn generates more profits. Now, don't get me wrong, this does not mean that you have to start drinking. Not that it is a bad thing. Will probably be very temperate, and that will keep them away from any social circles. Either way, the rich don't smoke. Smokers spend incredible amounts on cigarettes, says Jael Zygorski. In the end, those packs of cigarettes will add up and take a significant chunk out of your earnings, which could have been spent wiser, such as on investment. 9. It's difficult to piss you off. You may have often heard of anger control. It's precisely the attitude that allows you to dominate your negative emotions and exploit them to your advantage. Controlling your anger, of course, doesn't mean you'll never feel angry. In some circumstances, feeling angry is completely normal. The important thing for your well-being is to understand how to recognize the signs of anger and master strategies to keep yourself in positive and productive situations without being overwhelmed. Staying calm in situations where anger seems to be taking over is not easy at all. One of the most common mistakes we make is focusing on the problem rather than the solution. Instead of focusing on what drove you crazy, work on solving the problem. People who are able to maintain an inner and outer calm, regardless of the circumstances, possess strong nerves and high stress resistance. If you are one of those, it speaks of your inner maturity. A person like you has a powerful inner core, which means that the probability that you will succeed is higher than that of others. My closing thoughts are, don't be disheartened if you haven't found yourself in some of these signs. You can improve and learn everything, including how to become rich. Remember, if you want something, fight for it. Success does not come by chance, as a result of dedication and hard work. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment.